Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Rollshambo, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. And today it is the much awaited end of year blowout sale. And here's the deal. Some of you might be looking at the knives here on the table being like, whoa, sale? Is Rollshambo going out of business? Is this a fire sale? What's going on? Did he forget to pay the light bill? Guys, it's the end of the year, and at the end of 2023, with so many bangers released, with so many amazing knives that have gone through the channel, and looking forward to 2024, something has become apparent to me, and that is that, well, I need space and I need funds, because I don't anticipate that the barrage of amazing knives is going to stop anywhere. And I purely, for one, don't have enough space nor enough money to continue making that happen without getting rid of some of the knives that I love so dearly. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. There's not a single knife that I'm listing today that I don't like. Every single thing on this table is a knife that I actually have a lot of love and respect for, as a knife, as a tool, as a design, and as a collector. I have to say that you can't go wrong with any of these knives. So these are not the only pieces that I'm selling. This is just going to be part one of two, and the second half of the video will have less expensive knives. So for those of you who like to collect and use more affordable knives, we're going to have that. However, today we are going to start with the best, and that is the knives over $100. So $100 and up are the knives here on this table, and we're going to go ahead and start off with this guy. Now, before I get into the details, guys, I do accept payment through PayPal, friends and family, and I do ship out the next business day that you order the knife. So please at least give me 1 to 2 business days. I will ship out via US Postal Service priority mail. I can also use UPS if you tend to like that more. So PayPal, friends and family is what I will be accepting. You can also go ahead and pay via Zelle. If there's a certain knife that you want to buy, make sure that you go ahead and send me an email. That is the number one way to get my attention and be like, whoa, I want to purchase this knife, and I will go ahead and converse with you via email. My email is Rollshambo.edc @gmail.com. So please, if you're looking to buy one of these knives, go ahead and email me there. Also, keep in mind that I am not responsible for your local knife laws, and I will also not ship outside of the United States. So with all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and start off with this guy. This knife is, well, quite honestly, this is one of the best knives released this year. This is the Chavez Ultramar Redemption 229 Kickstop. It features titanium handle scales with the Tonto apparatus on the blade, deep hollow grind, nice big jimping right here. This knife has a stonewash finish, and it has, of course, the Lee Williams kickstop, which is amazing because you hit the button and it deploys, but the tab is nowhere in sight, and that is because it is a Lee Williams kickstop. Amazing knife. This one will be going for $280. So for $280, this one can be yours. It does, of course, come with the box. So go ahead and hit me up if this is one that you want to purchase. $280 is a really, really good deal on these, considering that brand new, these went for somewhere in the realm of $440. Next up, we have an exceedingly rare Spyderco. Now, this Spyderco is very, very hard to get because they don't make these anymore. This model is discontinued. This is the Spyderco Magnitude. It's a Peter Carey design, and I'm going to see if I can get it to focus there. It's a Peter Carey design. We're looking at carbon fiber, so basket weave, carbon fiber handle scales, G10 back spacer. It's got a S35 VN blade with a deep hollow grind, nice jimping up here at the top. It is, of course, a sub frame lock. So as you can see, it has a titanium frame and the carbon fiber scales overlay that. So this is in fact a frame lock, and it also comes with the original box. So This one is also going for 280 bucks. Now, I do want to mention that this knife was carried before I got it. I got it from the original owner. So there are some carry marks on the pocket clip. Honestly, I think that just adds a little bit of character. Typically these go for $300 to $350. Due to the wear on the pocket clip, I'm willing to let this bad boy go for $280. So if you want this one, go ahead and hit me up, Rollshambo.edc at gmail.com. I'll get it shipped out your way in the original box. Next up, we've got this guy. Now, this is a Midgard's Messer Sleipner. The Sleipner features full titanium handle scale construction, which includes a full-length titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. And this one is one of their older designs. This is the V2, which was recently released. How recent? Recent. These initially retailed for about 350 bucks, almost 400 bucks. And it's really one of a kind. We've got CPM D2 on the blade, this amazing jimping here on the spine, jimping right here, so you can get a really, really nice saber grip on here. It's great. Wharncliffe apparatus. It has a lanyard hole here on the back, titanium pocket clip, frame lock. There is absolutely no blade play on this whatsoever. It is running on phosphor bronze washers, so that is going to help with the longevity over time. And it's a one-of-a-kind knife that you just do not see every day. This knife is really, really cool. And even though it originally retailed for $350, you can, of course, get it in your pockets for $280. While we're talking about Midgard's Messer, we would not be doing ourselves a service unless I told you about this one. Now, this one is sweet. This is the Midgard's Messer Little Beowulf, and the Little Beowulf is a smaller version of the full-size Beowulf. We're looking at titanium handle scales, full-length titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. It's a frame lock. The frame lock actuates on this extra little lock right here. If you flip it all the way to one side, you can't actuate the lock bar. Flip it all the way to the other side and you can use the lock bar. So it gives you a lot of extra strength there. It also has this really nice deep belly drop point style blade. And even though this is the smaller version of the Beowulf, it is very carry friendly. You see all this jimping right here that extends from the back of the handle scales to the spine of the blade. This is phenomenal. This knife is a load of fun to carry. It is a little tank, but for those of you who really like overbuilt knives, this is definitely one that I would highly consider suggesting to you. This one will also be going for $280. Next up, we have a knife that you literally cannot buy anywhere else unless you're finding it on the secondhand market. And guys, this is the Kalem Blades Ari, and this is the first design from Kalem Blades, and this one features S90V on the blade, titanium handle scales with a aluminum carbon fiber overlay. We've got a titanium pocket clip, single-sided captive pivot. Did I say S90V? Yeah, it's S90V, and it is super sharp. There's no blemishes on here that I can talk about, so I'm going to say that this is in brand new in box condition. The action on here is sublime. Yeah, you can do the reverse flick, you can do a guillotine drop shot or a front flip. This knife is really fantastic. It has really, really good balance, and it is not a small knife. This is what I would consider to be a full-size knife, and I definitely think that this is one that would fit really well in most people's pockets. This one will be selling for $200. All right. Now we've got another contender for knife of the year. This one is the Vostede Mayhem, and I'm going to call this specific one the Mayhem because this is actually a first initial drop run. The knife actually still has the Mayhem sticker, believe it or not. And if you look closely, you might be able to see that, but it actually has a serial number. The serial number is 51. This is one of the first 51 ever made with the Wharncliffe style blade, titanium handle scales, button actuated compression lock, which is really freaking good. I'm a big believer that all button locks should move to this. I think that honestly, this is probably the best button lock released in 2023. So this is definitely going to be one that I highly recommend for anyone that likes a button lock but wants something a bit more sturdy. Fantastic action. We've got M390 on the blade, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, titanium handle scale, single-sided captive pivot with this legendary button actuated compression lock. And oh man, guys, this is a really good one. And these originally went for about 260, 270 brand new. This one will be selling for $180. Great condition on this one. Will of course come with the box and with the case that came with it. And you know what? It'll also come with that original sticker that says Mayhem, even though they changed the name afterwards to the RS Chaos. So go ahead and get yourself a good deal on this one. The RS Chaos, or as I like to call it, the Mayhem, 180 bucks. Next, we've got a Dark Bolt design. This is the Dark Bolt design Arcus, and the Arcus is a really cool piece because yes, it is a liner lock, as you can see there, but it is also a button lock, not dissimilar to the RS Chaos, except this one has the button that deploys the liner lock. Now, the cool thing here is that you can still actually use the liner lock, or you can press the button. Or if you don't like that, you can actually remove the button. It is a front flipper. It does, of course, have a thumb stud as well, so you can reverse flick. It also has a rear flipper as well. So this is going to be extremely fidgety. We're looking at G10 handle scales, titanium pocket clip. It's got a 20 CV blade. Now, these originally retail for just over 200 bucks. This one is going to be getting sold for $120. So for 120 bucks, this can get shipped to you. It does, of course, come with the box. So if you like this one, you want a super fidgety knife that has a different way of deploying a liner lock, this could definitely be the one for you. 120 bucks, go ahead and hit me up. It could be yours. Next, we have a very recent release from Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Phoenix. The Kaiser Phoenix features dark matter, orange carbon fiber, fat carbon fiber handle scales. It's got S35 VN on the blade, can be deployed with this fuller or with these thumb studs or with this flipper right there. The detent is super crispy on here, and the ergos and balance are phenomenal. Really do like this knife, and I think that it's going to make somebody really happy. We also have a backspace right here, titanium pocket clip right here, single-sided captive pivot. These initially go for about 160, 170 online, but I do think that they're sold out pretty much everywhere. You might be able to find them at retailers here or there for about 160, but I will be willing to sell you this one brand new in box for $100. Next up is the Kaiser Feist XL in CPM 20 CV and Purple Haze fat carbon fiber. This is a really cool knife for people that like front flipper knives, for people that like Purple Haze fat carbon fiber, or for people that are just a big fan of Justin Lundquist designs. So the Kaiser Feist XL is a great knife. It took a great design in the Feist and it just made it bigger, which a lot of people asked for. We got some nice crowning here on the spine. Again, carbon fiber, Purple Haze fat carbon fiber scales, CPM 20 CV on the blade. It is, of course, a liner lock. Perfect lockup right there. Really smooth action running on ceramic bearings with a single-sided captive pivot. And guys, this one is a good one. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. This one will be selling for $100. And then finally, to round out the $100 and up category, we've got the Concept Fenrir. It's a Greg Schaub design. This specific one has carbon fiber, and yes, this is in fact carbon fiber. It's the red, white, and blue carbon fiber with titanium frame, S35 VN on the blade, thumb stud or front flipper deployment. Excellent balance on this drop point harpoon style blade. It's a really freaking well-made knife. Concept did an amazing job, and so did Greg Schaub. We have a titanium backspacer right here as well. These typically go for 170, 180 bucks. This one will also be getting sold for $100. So this is going to round out the $100 and up group. Let me know, rollshambo.edc@gmail.com. All of these prices include shipping. So yeah, the prices that I mentioned are the prices that I mentioned, and they did pop up during my little speech on each of these knives. Let's go ahead and check out the knives that are under $100. All right, everybody. So here we are finally in the sub $100 category. And again, remember, all of these prices do already include shipping. So start us off, we've got the Beg Knives Bodega. Now, this is the first time that the Bodega has ever been made by Beg Knives in a 3.5-inch variant. Beg Knives is doing some amazing work with an undisclosed OEM in China, and I can tell why they're undisclosed, because they don't want everyone getting in on the action. They were one of the first companies to actually bring to light Riot. They trained Riot, they trained Wee Knives. So if you like the fit and finish off of those, they also trained this OEM, and they're keeping it kind of close to the chest. We're looking at G10 handle scales with a steel subframe. That's pretty cool. They're calling this the bolt-on lock because the steel subframe is bolted to the G10. We are having a single-sided captive pivot, 3/4 length steel back spacer, ball bearing pocket clip. They actually invented the ball bearing pocket clip. It does have D2 on the blade. However, this D2 is really well done. It's typically heat treated to around 62 HRC, which for D2 is pretty dang good. You cannot complain about that. You can deploy it with the fuller. You can also deploy it with this flipper. The action is super snappy. The D10 is perfectly tuned, guys. These are great. These typically go for $125, and I think that at the brand new price, they're entirely worth it. This one, of course, will be going for $70. So for $70, you can get this. Now, I do not have the box for this one or for the next one, which is the Osteo, but I'll make sure that when it gets shipped your way that it's actually protected and well packaged. $70 gets you this iconic knife that you're not going to feel bad about using. Really, really well done on the manufacturing. Very sharp blade, nice deep hollow grind right here. $70 and it is yours. Next up, we have the Beg Knives Osteo. Now, the Osteo is in fact a Jared Van Otterloo design. Jared Van Otterloo designed this for Beg Knives, and the Osteo is really freaking sweet. We've got a recurve on this deep hollow grind right here, moving up to a nice deep belly here at the tip of this tonso. It is a harpoon style blade here on the spine. It is running on ceramic bearings, and it is a flipper action. The balance is really well done. It also features this spiked geared back spacer here at the end, which goes up to around here, but in a reverse grip you have all the jimping and texture you need to maintain a really solid reverse grip. This one has really nice ergos. The balance, of course, is really great as well, featuring that same Beg Knives bolt-on design with the ball bearing pocket clip. Really, really a job well done from Beg Knives on this one. This one also retails at $125, but I will be selling it to you for $70. Next up, we've got the Tucson TS296. Flipper actuated 14 C28N on the blade, titanium handle scales, titanium pocket clip. It's got a titanium back spacer, single-sided captive pivot. This one is super cool. We've got this kind of honeycomb-esque, golf ball-esque style handle scale. It's actually really comfortable in the hands. Now, this one also features great balance as well. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. The combination of titanium and 14 C28N with this two-tone satin finish is really, really sweet. These typically, I believe these initially retailed for $80 or $90. However, in this case, I'll be selling it to you for $50. Next up, we've got the CJRB Project Perfect Pyrite. Man, you know what? If you're going to buy a Warney Pyrite, this is the one for you. It's got that ever popular CJRB button lock. This is a knife that was called Evergreen by some very popular knife reviewers on YouTube. It's got AR RPM 9 steel titanium handle scales. Now, these initially go for somewhere in the realm of $70 or $80. This one, in fact, could be yours for $50. Brand new in box, $50. Hit me up, rollshambo.edc at gmail.com. And then we've got another banger this year that was recently released. This is the Civivi Hypersonic. And the Civivi Hypersonic is freaking sweet. It's a Gustavo T. Cecchini design, or GTC, who was a recent award-winning knife designer at Blade Show Atlanta 2023. It's got steel handle scales with a G10 inlay, perfectly done by Civivi. We've got a backspacer right here. I do believe that that is aluminum, and this steel pocket clip. It's a 3D milled steel pocket clip. There we go. Frame lock, of course, perfect lockup. Very thin, slicey blade geometry on this hollow ground blade. This one is very slicey, very ergonomical. It's got great balance, and it did initially go for about $80. This one could be yours for the price of $40. It does, of course, come with the box as well. Next up, we've got the O-Knife Freeze 3. And oh goodness, the Freeze 3, this was a limited edition from O-Knife. And this one does feature the polished Damascus blade, deep carry pocket clip, G10 handle scales, absurd amount of jimping. This guy is not a small cleaver by any stretch of the term. You can, of course, choke up with this deep finger choil right here, and it's going to be really great for destroying your Amazon boxes. I really do enjoy this knife. It is a big boy, and it's got great balance, really freaking good ergos on this one. The O-Knife Freeze 3, brand new. These go for somewhere in the realm of $70 or $80. This one could be yours for the price of $40, and that does include shipping. While we're on the topic of O-Knife, this is the O-Knife Rubato 3 in gunmetal gray aluminum. It does have a deep carry reversible pocket clip, 154 cm on the blade. Deployment is done via these thumb studs, and this one, the action is so good. This is one of the best, I'm going to call it a best sub 100 axis lock style design. This one's going to be great for those of you who want a small, ergonomical, good looking, good feeling knife with great lockup. The fit and finish on this is fantastic. It even has jimping if you're a freak like me for getting a good grip on these knives. I really enjoy this. Really great feel, fit, and finish on the O-Knife Rubato 3. This one originally does go for $70 or $80. I'll be selling it to you, shipping included, for $40. And lastly, we're going to end on this tiny knife, which is great for people who like small knives, people who like micro knives. This knife is small, but it's going to make a really great box cutter slash tape destroyer slash maybe your wife needs a knife to open up all of her Amazon packages, but you don't want to hand her something big and beefy. This is it, guys. This is the Concept Mini Corvid with G10 handle scales, liner lock, 154 cm on the blade. These sell brand new for somewhere in the realm of $60 to $80. I'd be willing to sell it to you, shipping included, for $35. So guys, that's it. That's the current end of year blowout sale. Now, whether you buy one knife, whether you buy 10 knives, if you want to buy all of these knives off me, go ahead and let me know. Maybe we can, work something out. But regardless, I wanted to take this moment to say thank you for supporting the channel. Whether you're just watching to see what I got for sale, whether you've been a longtime viewer, whether you're a new viewer, if you are new to the channel and maybe you're interested in seeing any of these knives in action, go ahead and click on my channel, because I have in fact reviewed each and every one of these knives that's been listed for sale so far. If you have any questions, let me know at my email. You can of course also comment down below, and even if you're not going to buy something, go ahead and respond in the comment section with your favorite emoji. That would mean a lot. If you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, feel free to click on one of the videos that pops up next.